Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy FRE, $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's THEFLYBOYWAY. Don't ask why, just check out the channel. And welcome to a Monday morning Jeep Talk. This is Jeep Talk episode 17. How you gonna talk from outside of the club? You can't even get in. That was a dope line, I believe, that Chris Brown said. It's kind of funny, but I feel as though people don't really understand the significance of not being able to talk when you're not actually doing what you are criticizing. Or, I mean, you're always able to talk, but when you're criticizing something that you don't do, it makes you look a little bit worse simply because you don't have the knowledge of what the people who are doing it are doing. And I want to start with some things that I know maybe we'll give it some time for people to come in the room. Shout out happy Monday, everybody. I'm going to start off with something that I think a lot of people will be able to understand, because not everybody watches sports, but even if you don't watch sports, you've probably seen some highlights, you've probably seen some, kind of influencer stuff, but this example of talking when you're not in the club is something that can be seen as far as back as even when sports was invented. Sports meaning all sports. Baseball, basketball, soccer, WNBA. I want to put it to there because we're going to start it there and we'll bring it back to the travel community. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to start this up. Back when let's say basketball started, right, or football started, there was a lot of players and they had announcers, and the announcers would just give you the stats of the game on what's going on based on what they see. They would say, hey, Johnny went to the ball. Johnny steps up on bat. Johnny hits the bat. Oh, the ball goes to fly, burst. He runs, he slides, he's safe. Jordan comes down the lane. He dribbles, he crosses over, he shoots. It goes in. That's the way that announcers used to be back in the day. When they give you the direct audio to what was visually being seen. But that's not how our announcers are today. Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless had an argument one time. And I'm not a big sports person. This is why I know the argument had to be super big, because I understood it, and I'm not really a big sports person. Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless had an argument one time where Shannon Sharp, who is a Hall of Fame NFL player, played in the league for over, I believe, 20 years. Shannon Sharp his skill level was questioned by Skip Bayless and compared by Skip Bayless, who never played football in his goddamn life. Who never played football in his whole life. This wasn't just a one-time thing. This has become the norm, where people who've never either played the sport or never did the activity or never reached the status of the people who they are talking about feel as though their thoughts need to be put on a level of respect that is beyond what makes sense. Many a times have I seen Stephen A. Smith talk about how bad LeBron James is. How he's not the top nothing. He's not the GOAT. He's not this and that. Skip Bayless played 2 seasons in a high school game where he averaged, I believe, 2 points. And this is the person who people feel is qualified enough to talk to or about someone who is considerably the best of all times, who statistically has reached the mountaintop that most other people never have. See, this is where I wanted to start with sports, because I feel as though a lot of people can relate to the sports aspect of it before we bring it to the travel community, before we bring it to the YouTube content creator space. I felt as though we needed to start this off because there's a lot of people now, and like I said, this is just my opinion, there's a lot of people now who have not achieved the level of success, or who are not even in the field of content creation or traveling, that speak on the people who are at LeBron James status in a way where it's like, how can you speak this way? It doesn't make sense. It's not logical. And I know we're all logical people. It doesn't make sense. I understand everybody has a voice, and I'm one person to protect that thought. But you gotta know your role, jabroni. You gotta know your role. Y'all see, I don't speak on basketball because I'm not in the NBA. I don't speak on football because I'm not in the NFL. But there's a lot of people that speak on content creation who don't even understand the basics. Let me shout you guys out because I got a little red light right here. There's a lot of traffic this morning for some reason. I guess because school's about to be out. Just dropped my son off for his last week of school. So let me shout everybody out in the building. Thanks. CME Hustle, what's going on? Damn, fly boy. What time is it out there? It's about it's a rush hour, 8 o'clock in the morning, I think. 8 o'clock in the morning. Nate in your state, what's going on? You mean commentators? Morning, bro. Yeah, commentators. That's what I mean commentators. Because there's a lot of, and we'll get more into it. I'm just shouting everybody out first. Hey, yo, Roller, goddamn tape. What's going on, my brother? Welcome back. Welcome back. Shout out to Roller Tape. Make sure y'all check out his channel. Roller Tape took a little break because he was doing running his own business, his own car shop. I know it's up and running, doing his thing now down there in Georgia. So shout out to Roller Tape. Miss Nella, what's going on? Good morning. Clayway TV, facts. And Asifa, Brooklyn in the house without a doubt. What's going on, y'all? All right, so here's the thing, y'all. Now that I gave you an introduction to it by showing you guys how the sports thing works, let me break it down to the travel community. There's going to be different levels of people who feel as though they can commentate. And this is not directed at anybody. This is just a general thought process that I've had over the last few weeks of me just seeing how things are in the space right now. And although I am not my channel is not all about travel, it is a lot about travel because travel is a big part of my life. So I am in the travel space. Okay, how do I address this? Let's start with the bottom ring. People who are not content creators. Recently, there's been a lot of people who criticize the type of women that myself and other content creators put on their channel. And they say, hey, there are so many women that look so much better than these women, and you guys don't have them on your channel, so your content is you have no skills, or your content isn't good because you don't have these beautiful, thin, thick, slim, perfect model chicks on your channel. And then I say, okay, well, do you have a channel? I go to see they have a channel. They don't have a channel. Okay. I go to their profile to see if they have pictures of women in their profile, of these women that they speak about on their profile. Another G. They don't have women on their profile. Not only do they not have women on their profile, or if they don't have women on their, if I can see their profile and they don't have those women on their profile, then their profile is privated and no one can see anything. This is the first level that people need to understand. A person who is a content creator versus a person who is not a content creator are going to see it two different ways. Because a guy who's not a content creator, who travels, who might travel, who might get women, doesn't understand that the top women are not going to want to be on a man's YouTube channel shaking it unless you, and that's the top women. The top women. I'm not gonna say unless yet. The top women are not going to want to be on your channel dancing and showing off their body for the majority of average guys. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And yes, I do have 100,000 subscribers, but technically that still doesn't change the fact that I'm just an average guy. I don't have celebrity status, and well, as far as and what people consider the celebrity community. I have a nice amount of money, but I'm not Bill Gates. I'm not Jeff Bezos. I'm not LeBron James. So that's going to be another thing. So when a person who doesn't create content says that, oh, all your women are 6s and 7s, and you gotta do better, or you can't do better, or you just putting this stuff on here, it's because they don't have the understanding that these women that they see, if they do go to these places, that says they do travel. We're just talking about people who travel already. These women are not going to be on your things, and it's ingenuous because those people never post anything. So it's difficult to speak on something that you never do. It's like, wait a minute, that's unrealistic. It's unrealistic for you to think that every woman that needs to be on the channel has to be of a top quality because that's the woman that's there. No, especially that's just one aspect of it. I don't want to intertwine different aspects. We're gonna get to another aspect. We're going through the mountains now, so it might get a little bit fuzzy. Second aspect, there is you got a person who creates content, and then you got another person who creates content. So you think they'll be on the same playing field, right? Incorrect. One person shows the reality of what happens. Another person puts on not a front, or only shows a perception of what happens. So this person has a lot of women on their channel, right? And and they're interacting with the women. They're walking up to the women are talking to them, they're having conversations, they're going out on a date with the women, they're doing all this stuff. Then another person who just has somewhat like of a walking channel, right? You can't compare the two when you compare women, because when the woman is willingly joining in on the recording and the action, you're going to get a different type of woman than if you go get a woman who has no idea of what's occurring. Now, I'm not saying either one is wrong. I think both are needed for this era. Both, matter of fact, all three, even the one where people can't, everything is needed for this era because of the era we in, where if it's not on tape, the most stories get made up. But you can't compare those two. It's not a comparable thing. It's nowhere, again, it's not a comparable thing to compare someone who's interacting with women when the women say, hey, we're going on dates, and they have multiple different women. And it's not logical for a person who doesn't do their content this way to then say, hey, the quality of women that you have on is not good, but the quality of women I have on is good, when they're not interacting in the same fashion. It's ingenuous, to say the least. Maybe it's my opinion that it's not comparable, but it's ingenuous at the least. It's ingenuous. So it's like there is a point where, again, Marv Albert was a great commentator. He was a great commentator, but he never played basketball. God dang. Come on, y'all. Come on. What gives Marv Albert's thought? Again, people are confusing entertainment with information. Yeah, we're going through the mountains right now, so it's gonna be, bear with me, y'all. I don't want to get too deep into the conversation because I know this is the mountain part, and I never know what the service looks like right now. It could be good, it could be bad. So I'm going on a little rant. When we gonna get the job real early today. And we'll talk a little bit because we're gonna get but it's just, I don't feel as though there is I don't feel as though there that not, and everybody's allowed to speak. Let me first start with that. Everyone's allowed to say what they want to say. You can have your own opinion, but the respect level at which I respect somebody's opinion is going to be based on your actions and what you have yourself. If I go shoot a basketball and LeBron James says you're shooting wrong, and or Westbrook says, yo, you're horrible, you're a horrible basketball player, I accept that criticism because they are coming from a place where they know what they're talking about. They are coming from a place of experience where they can have at least a say on how I'm doing something because they're just starting. And we're just talking about content. Oh, it's another one. Because again, everybody thinks the comments be directed to people. They never are. They just, my G Talks don't ever be directed at anybody. They be directed at the thought process of which people continue to go through, which doesn't logically make sense. And that's where my comments go, because the thought of this is not a logical thought. Thought of things in the thought. There are people who are part of the travel community, or there are people who are not part of the travel community, who have never traveled at all. And then there are people that are not part of the travel community that have never traveled at all. Never. Or maybe just went to one country. Dominican Republic to Seward. But maybe just went to one country. But then they got the nerve to turn around and tell another content creator who doesn't travel much but does travel, maybe his or her show or their channel doesn't have a lot of travel in it, but it has travel in it. Travel channel but doesn't travel. I'm like, wait, how can you say that? You're not even in the travel community. Secondly, how can you say that? You've only been to one place. Just because everyone doesn't have the opportunity to travel like some of your favorite content creators, you're going to try to put them on a no level when you don't travel at all? When you don't have a content channel? Yo, again, there's a lot of Skip Bayless out here. And it's sometimes bad because the other people in the travel community will co-sign something that Skip Bayless says against another person in the travel community. Never do that. When I will say never. That's ended. I can't even say never. The reason why I can't say never, because I've seen it with Shaquille O'Neal and Kyrie. When what's the guy's name? What's the guy's name? Not Skip Bayless. What's this guy's name? When Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, and Kyrie. And when Kyrie had that situation, and what is his name? God, I can't remember his name. When that Kyrie was going through that situation, and Charles Barkley and what's his name had said something. Both of them are in the league, so even though I think it was a little bit more hate versus actual information, at least they had the chance to say something because they was in the league before. But I can't even think of his name right now. Smith. But Stephen A. Smith saying something, that's the one time when I was like, all right, this is a little weird. Because Stephen A. Smith said something, right? Stephen A. I know. We were just getting through the woods, because I go through the woods and through the over the mountain and through the woods to get to work. So there's always a section where it messes up. Stephen A. Smith said something. Who is not a sports player, who's not a basketball player, never been a top athlete basketball player. Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal then co-signed that and added to it about another basketball player. That's not something I consider doing. That's the same thing as in the travel community, as someone who doesn't have a content creating channel saying something, and then someone in the travel community seconding it or thirding it. It's like it's ingenuine because you understand that as a travel person and a content creator, you know the difficulties of putting women on your channel. I would think this. I'm thinking maybe, and you guys can ask any questions you want. I'm thinking maybe there's a chance, and maybe I'm misunderstanding. I think maybe there's a chance that people don't really understand the difficulties of what it comes to when you're putting women on your channel consistently, especially when you have a high number of subscribers, a high number of views, a high number of engagement. When you put women on your channel, there's certain things you can't show. So if somebody would say, yo, I seen you with this girl, somebody who's not a content creator, I seen you with this girl and it didn't look like she was interested in you in the video. It didn't look like she had a burning desire for you in the video. Do you understand there are levels to this? This is why I don't feel as though I don't engage all the time. I mean, I engage, I'll play jokes a little bit, but I don't take it serious because I cannot take someone serious about talking about the content creation that doesn't create content, because there's a lot of things they wouldn't know. Like they wouldn't know that if I smash, I'm gonna get to y'all comments. I just want to wait till I come to a stop so I know it's clear when I get to y'all comments. If I'm smashing a woman and I know she looks good and I know she's not uncomfortable with the camera, but she doesn't want to be seen in a certain light on the camera, I'm not going to show the things on camera that occurred that's going to obviously show that I smashed the chick. That's not I've been doing YouTube for 15 years. In November it'll be 15 years. I've been editing content even before YouTube on MySpace. I've been doing videos even before MySpace on just having videos on VHS. I've been doing videos for a long time. Recording content with women for a long time. I know that if I want to continue how I'm doing it at the level I'm doing it, I cannot show you guys all the interactions with the women, because then it puts that woman, it might make me look good. It might make me look like, oh, he really about to hit that. Oh, he really hit that. Oh, she did that for him. Oh, she did that on camera. But I understand that if you put that out, it's going to damage your availability to get to the next one. It is trial and error. I've done it before. But the reason why I understand this is because I am a content creator. So for someone who's not a content creator to consistently be like, yo, these chicks don't have a burning desire for you. They're only with you because you pay them. They're either a pro or you ain't got no game because you can't do it in the States. I don't get worked up about it. I feel as though it's a good topic to it's a good topic to discuss. But it's not realistic, y'all. It's not realistic. Santa Claus ain't real. I mean, I'm sorry, y'all to kill me. I'm gonna apologize. My son knows Santa Claus. Listen, Santa Claus ain't real. This idea that everything you see on YouTube is not real. There's a bunch of videos. There's nothing I can put on YouTube to make it seem fake. But there's a lot of stuff I can keep from you so that you don't just say, oh my God, this bad chick right here was sucking them off. Let me go email it. For example, just recently, we was on Tinder on my channel. And I'm gonna get to your comments. I'm gonna shout y'all out. I just want to wait till I come to a full stop at the job and we can talk for 15 minutes. Recently, for those who watched it, I was going to Barranquilla to celebrate the 100,000 subscriber celebration. Now I know when people celebrate the 100,000, every other content creator. I don't know another content creator who did their 100,000 subscriber content creating channel like me. Not one person. Because everyone did a live. But I didn't want to give you guys a live because I'm not everyone else. I'm different. I've been here longer than everyone else. So you can't expect the basics of doing the live and saying, oh, thank you for the 100,000 subscriber thing that you get from everybody else. So I created a video, a 36-minute video 10 days ago. I created a 36-minute video giving you guys the weekend I had during my 100,000 subscriber content celebration. And guess what? There were other people who I did not go with, because I went dolo, that was in the video with me. Other people. Shout out to Kobe. Shout out to Apollo. Shout out to the brothers I met at the club. A lot of people. Here's the thing. When you say that, and when you say that content creating has changed, people are not doing what they used to do. You gotta go and look, because the stuff is there. The receipts are there. But a lot of the times, people have to understand, for every, let me just give you a breakdown of 2024, because I don't want you guys to think it's old stuff. We're just gonna talk about 2024. Name me a content creator, right, that you guys like, or that you guys know, that you know, that has 50 live videos, 30 edited videos, and over 50 or over 60 shorts within this year, who is not a full-time traveler, who is not a full-time content creator. So with all this information, it is beyond me to think that someone would say something so uneducated. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. We almost at the job, so we can get to your comments soon. We almost at the job. It's just maybe I can start. I'm gonna red light and start getting some of your comments. I know there's probably a lot of comments in here. I don't know. It's not. We're getting to a point where, again, I think the NBA and the NFL have started to fix this. And the way they fix this is they start, instead of having commentators who never played the sport, you know what they started doing? They started putting ex-sport players to come and talk about the sport. You'll see Kendrick Perkins. You'll see Shane Battier. You'll see a lot of different NBA players on these NBA shows because they have understanding of what the NBA does. And I think that's smart. You see a lot of NFL players on these NFL talk shows because they have an understanding about the sport. That's simple. We need to get to a place now, and I'm going to shout them out this time. Shout out to Razor Rays. We need to get to a place now in the travel community, I think. This is my belief. Doesn't mean it has to happen. It's not a fact. It's just my belief, my opinion. We need to get to a place now where the people that we allow to commentate, or people that we respect, because anybody can do anything. We can't disallow somebody. The people who we respect to commentate have to be like Razor Rays. Because Razor Rays might not travel as much as everybody else, but he does travel. So him having a show where he can speak on it and have other people speak on it, it makes sense because he's part of the game. But it's too many guys. It's too many guys who are just known for being commentators, but don't have any content that you guys give too much credit to, man. And it's crazy when I see other content creators who understand the process of content creation giving credit to the guys who don't create content, who don't understand. And I think sometimes it's because they, how do I word this? I think if I know somebody has a significant amount of content more than me and maybe has a grip on something, and then somebody comments on something and I know it's not true. As a content creator, I know it's not true, but it's funny, but it goes against what the guy who has more content with me, I'm going to agree with it. And I think that's not a good thing for the space in general. It's my opinion. It's all my opinions, not a fact. I think that's not good because it's ingenuine. And I think not everybody, but the people who are real content creators, who content create and do all that stuff, they can see the ingenuities when someone does that. And it's like, dang, yo, that's crazy. Like, as a content creator, you understand what you can, what you can't put on. You understand what occurs when, well, you for the most part, you understand what occurs when you do put that type of woman on, that type of, or that you show this type of activity. And then to co-sign someone who says something that's completely not even in it. Again, y'all, my opinion, we get into the place, we got like 10 minutes, I'll get y'all comments. Hopefully that many people in the comment, I can get y'all your comments. It just, I don't know, man. I never expect everyone to be as openly honest and forthcoming as I am when I create my content, when I tell my story, where there's no, nothing, where there's no sidebar, there's no backstory, there's no unknown information. Everything is out on the table. It's right there. But again, it is what it is. All right, I'm here. I can get your comments. Whew. Seeing Me Hustle. What up? What up? What up? What up? Navy State. We'll say a shout out again. Seeing Me Hustles. Y'all ninjas going in early AM out there in Jersey. I'm in Iraq. Salute, salute. It's 3 p.m. in the afternoon right now. That's the best part of the internet, man. People all different times all around the world watching. Let me see. Roll the goddamn tape. Miss Nella, what's going on? Clayway TV, facts. Asafa, we got to get Brooklyn. We got to the last one. All right. Dasim, what's going on? Jersey in the building. What it is. It's not good for business for chicas to show their face on camera. It isn't good in business for chicas most of the time. Most of the time, if they have an OnlyFans or if they don't, or if they're professionals, dancers, then yes. But there's a lot of women, once they see their face on a show like mine's, which is controversial sometimes for some people, it makes it harder for them to do business in their country or in their thing. But a lot of people don't understand that, and to go too deep into that detail with that, it's just not worth it because people won't understand unless you're a content creator. Murder Two Ways. They ain't going to be shaking their ass, but it's up to you. Wait, they ain't going to be shaking their ass, but it's up to you to choose what you will show, and you can mix it up with just doing interviews, quality over quality. That's the thing, Murder. Forget the 100,000 subscribers, because that's not the point where that is one point where it becomes an issue. When you have a 1 million view video, when you have 100,000 view video that's known in a place, women are not even going to want to come to do interviews if your video is controversial. When I say controversial, I tell the full truth when I go places. I don't hide stuff. I don't cherry pick stuff. I don't flabbergast stuff. I tell the truth in my experience. So if I talk about pros and I talk about non-pros, it's because it's a real thing. It's something that really occurs. And because I do that, a lot of women, because people will hype it up, they'll say, oh, all he does is talk about having sex for money. They don't want to be on the channel. They don't want to. Because they're like, it's not that we don't like you. It's not that you don't have attraction. It's just that you tell this side, you talk about this side of the story. And I say, yeah, because unlike other content creators, and there's no disrespect, I want to tell the whole story. I'm not just going to tell you the story that the media says is safe to say. That's just how I do it. I'm not going to tell you the story that's just going to make me look good. To say, oh, I don't deal with no pros. I don't deal, all the chicks I got a genuine burning passion. I'm not going to do that. Because that's who I'm a realistic person. Not saying that they're not other content creators are not real, but some people have things they have to worry. They have wives, they have girlfriends, they have stories that they can't say. But I don't have to worry about that. So everything you get from me is 100%. So when you say quantity over quality, yes, I can get in real life, I can get the baddest chick in quality. It doesn't matter. I got looks, I got money, I got style, I speak different languages, and I travel. So I can get the top quality women. But when it comes to getting them, and I do, but when it comes to getting them on camera, it's not really, if this 10 that people consider a 10, it's not possible to get them on the channel when your channel has all this truth in it and you're not hiding the stuff that makes you look more of a regular person. aside the facts, making a state. Wait, what happened? People coming at you? No, it's not. See, again, I use the energy out there to bring up talking points that can make a bigger difference in people's content creating in people's lives. I think it's needed because a lot of people, when someone says something, they attack the person, but that's a bad thing. It's better to not attack, but to talk about the mental thought behind what that person was saying, because then we can come to a bigger picture, greater conversation of what's really happening and what's movie imagery. The big Euro stepper. Everyone has a voice, but only the ones with receipts really have the gusto to say something that we listen to. Big shout out to Big Euro stepper in the room. Yes, that is true. I feel as though the ones with receipts, niggas show something has a thing, but I don't know if that is going to be true for the L, because that's the same way I thought in NBA. When I see NFL, when I see Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless arguing, and Skip Bayless was disrespecting Shannon Sharp as a Hall of Famer, comparing him to people who hadn't reached his level yet, and people around the world was a decent amount of people accepting that narrative. Then I was like, damn, I hope this doesn't happen to the tribal community, where people from outside of the actual content creating zone can make a big statement like this and get nationally. It's crazy. It is crazy. It is crazy. See me hustle. It's a lot of big police out there in these spaces. You know, it is what it is. YT, what's up, man? Yo, cuz, random question. What's your favorite animal to eat? I only eat chicken and fish. I don't eat pork. I don't eat red meat. So it's either chicken or fish. Murder, poor connection. Yeah, we go through the mountains. You know how that is. 1G is crazy. See. So you're saying if people don't have a channel, but travel opinions don't matter? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when people don't have a channel, but they travel, how they comment on people's channel that are content creators doesn't have the same effective credibility as people who create content. Because we could both travel and we could both have traveling experiences, but once I create that content from that travel and put it on YouTube, you got to understand there's a certain way you got to do that, but you wouldn't understand that if you're not a content creator. And that's where the disconnect comes. People see other travelers and be like, yo, this ain't my experience, or why is he not posting this? All he posts is this. Or they're having opinions on something, but you don't know the process of content creating, what you can and what you can't do. You don't know how YouTube works. You don't know how it affects you in real life when you put women in on your channel, because you don't have a channel. So we can talk about travel. We can have an idea about travel. We can have a conversation about travel. But once you start talking about creating content from that travel, now your talking points are irrelevant because you have no experience in that. And that's what people don't understand. It's a difference. Yes, we all travel. But when you become a content creator and you're really putting out a variety of content, especially content that's getting traction, it's a whole different experience than just being a traveler. A whole different experience. Seeing me hustle. Yeah, it's definitely a little more nuisance than that. Or not. I probably said it wrong. We're wrong. Nuance than that. It's definitely a little more nuanced than that. I haven't even been a policeman, but I feel qualified to speak on certain things that I see. Maybe not all things, but certain things. It's kind of like what I just explained. See me? Kind of like what I just explained. Some instances as far as law enforcement is what I'm saying. Certain things. Even that is a level. I don't want to get too deep into it because I want to get to everybody's question. Even that is a level. Like, I can see something and be like, oh, he shouldn't have did that. But then if I'm not a police officer, I don't know that that's the procedure. Like, if the procedure is to put somebody in a chokehold if they're bigger than me and I need to restrain them, and then I see from the outside looking in, like, he shouldn't have put him in that chokehold. That's not right. He could have killed that guy. Then I could be wrong because I don't know that his procedures he was taught was to do that chokehold. So it would be crazy for me speaking out on that chokehold. As far as if we're speaking out on why he used that chokehold, not on the chokehold, but why he used the chokehold. House Mobile, what's going on? Clayway, facts. He said murder 2A says you ain't got no VHS or you ain't got no VHS content. Chill. I do. Oh, sure, I got you in. All right, cool. Pull your pants up. Oh man. Again, man, I probably don't see all the messages. It just it messes up sometimes when I go through the thing. But again, y'all, let me see. I just want to make sure I got to everybody's messages. Again, finally made it. Oh shucks. It's just we're at a point now where I just hope that we don't. But hope is not a plan. Hope is not a strategy. So I just think that we're getting to a place where we are allowing a lot of Marv Alberts. We're allowing a lot of Stephen A. Smiths. We are allowing, and it's crazy. I say we, and I know I'm not doing it. I know I'm not doing it. I know a couple people are not doing it. We are allowing people who don't create content to speak just because they travel. And speak on content creation, not on travel. Yes, speaking on travel is important, but speaking on content creating just because they travel. We're allowing people who don't travel to speak on not only content creation, but content creation and travel. And when I say we are allowing, I mean we're giving some people, I say we because I'm part of the community, are giving credibility to the people who have never, and it's ingenuine. It looks ingenuine to me when I know as a content creator, you understand what's going on behind the scenes that you can and cannot do, and that you can and cannot show, or how a way that you show it. And then you see the limits of what content creators like me do actually show. And then you still side with the side that you know is going against the genuine understanding of your content creator. It becomes, I don't know how to say it. I don't know, it's disappointing. It's disappointing. But again, this wasn't to knock anybody. It's just to talk about the conversation of things. Everyone should be allowed to have their own perception of life. I mean, your own world is your own world. But I like to base my world on inclusive ideas, like something that we all see a similar way. But let me get to work. It's your boy FRE, $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's THEFLYBOYWAY. Don't ask why. Just check out the channel. And if I didn't get to your comments, it's because the thing stopped. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace, y'all. Oh, this has been another Jeep Talk, episode 17. How you gonna talk from outside of the club? You can't even get in.